Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our 10 to 1 session here today with Jen Savin. Jen is a features writer at Cosmopolitan magazine. It's lovely to have you here today. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm good. I'm back in the office, which is novel. Started coming in once a week. So yeah, it's nice to be back in London. And
Nice to have a little bit of normality. And actually, I was up in London yesterday and it's starting to feel like quite busy again, which I know it's half term, but a positive sign, I hope.
exactly.
Jen, are we just able to start by letting the PRs watching know like a little bit more about your role,
Sure.
what you're in charge of, and yeah, your life at Cosmopolitan?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been here, oh my gosh, is it 6 or 7 years now? But a little while. I
Yeah,
started as an intern. Started as an intern and never left. So initially my role was fully focused on print,
yeah.
but it was probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago, the print and digital teams merged. So then we all kind of did a bit of everything. And now I would say I'm probably, I don't know, like 75% digital focused,
Okay,
25.
cool. So
Um,
quite a shift from what you're used to then.
yeah, but I love it. Like I never thought I'd be a proper data nerd, but now I spend all my time on Google Analytics. Like I'm looking at trends. I'm like, what are people searching? Like, yeah, it's a different ball game, but it's fun.
That's really
Uh,
cool. Is that how you get like the majority of your ideas for what you write about then?
oh, the ideas come from everywhere, but if there are a few that you're like, okay, I'm not sure what to prioritize, there are, certain tools that we can use to see like, okay, which has got a better search volume on Google. Okay, this feels like more of a hot topic. Let's focus on that and
Yeah,
save the idea till next week. Um,
amazing.
yeah.
And how many are there of you in the features team?
Oh, in features, I think there's maybe, I don't want to get this wrong. So it's me, Kat, Jenna, Katrina Innes, Paisley Gilmore, who's our sex and relationships editor.
Yeah.
Diane is on mat leave, so we've got Megan Sutton filling in at the moment. I don't want to forget anyone, but
No,
I
that's
think
good. So you've got like a nice healthy team.
yeah, exactly.
Brilliant.
And yeah, you asked what I focus on in terms of sections as well,
Yes.
didn't
Yes.
so yeah, since we kind of did the big merge, as well as features, I mainly head up the body section. So that's health, that's wellness, it's mental health, anything under that umbrella is
That's a really nice kind of sphere to be in charge of.
yes, I love it.
How are your weeks playing out at the moment? Like, when are you busiest, or is every week just completely crazy?
Every week is crazy. Yeah, I wish it was as formulaic as like the last week of the month is always a bit more chilled, but it's just always busy.
Yeah,
Uh, and as well as the body section on the site, I also do reports, so that's news every day.
right.
Also a lot of royal stuff quite randomly.
Interesting. I'm like a huge fan of the royal family, so I often read your royal content.
See, I never paid too much attention to them, but then since that became like a big focus for us, like our
Yeah,
readers are also obsessed with royals.
yeah,
I'm now like, they're like a reality show almost, aren't they? It's like the
mm,
Kardashians, but real bougie.
totally. Yeah, I think it's my dream job to be kind of a royal correspondent or just be in there somewhere, just in working with them.
Yeah.
So how many pieces of content are going up every day
From me or from
from
everybody?
you? Well, from everyone really,
Okay.
and from
So
you. Two questions.
let me think. So in the mornings, so yeah, the first thing I do every day is like scour the internet for news, look through my pitches, pitch ideas to my editor, and I'll aim to get about three news stories up on the site by like lunchtime.
Yeah,
And then the afternoon, it really depends what I'm working on. Because if it's like, last week, for instance, I published a piece which was an interview with a forensic psychologist. So the interview took me an hour and a half. Then you want to comb through your quotes, type that up,
yeah.
get the art team to do pictures. So that might mean like just one piece of content goes up that afternoon. Other days it can be more. So yeah, that's quite varied.
Cool. And do you have like a team meeting every single morning with the team to go through things? No.
No, not really. So we use it's a program called Trello. I don't know if you've heard of
Oh
that.
yeah, is that like that online like notebook, like to-do list?
Exactly. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind of just like like a pin board, a virtual pin board almost. So
yeah.
every morning I will go on and I'll just put my pitch ideas, and Katrina Harvey Jenner, who's our features editor, got to get the title right. She will approve or say, oh, I'm not sure about this, or she'll say, "Mm, go and find out some more information and we'll come back to it."
Brilliant.
Yeah.
What are your kind of lead times for pictures?
So print, we've already wrapped September, October pretty much. So
Okay, cool. So really what you work, yeah. You'll be
waiting for
thinking about Christmas soon.
I know, I got an email this morning inviting me to a Christmas in July event. And I was like, girl, it's just gone June. Like, we're already.
The sun's just come out.
I know, but it's always good fun, isn't it? To like go into those fresh shows and like see all the sparkly trees and then come out and you're like, oh my God, it's summer.
It's baking.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And what is the best way to get in touch? Is email your preferred method? Yeah.
It is, yeah. I mean, I think I do have a work number, but I couldn't tell you what it is. And
at Hurst, you're hot desk though, don't you? So that you have
yeah.
to log into your phone, which sounds like a real faff.
Yeah, so like back in the day when I first started, we would have like the same desk and the same phone, and I would answer the phone. But when the hot desking came in, I was just like, nah. So email.
Great. Email, that's good. And how do we stand out in your inbox? Like what catches your attention? I imagine you get so many emails every single day. Like how do we kind of cut through the noise?
It's really hard. So I mean, to be frank, I probably get like 200, 300 emails every day.
Yeah.
So firstly, if I don't reply to you, please don't take it personally. And sending a follow-up, a couple of days later is fine.
Okay.
Don't love it when people pitch me stuff in the morning and then follow up at like 3 or 4 p.m. But I also, like, a lot of my best friends work in PR, so I get that it's hard. From the other side, you've probably got your managers being like, have you sent the follow-up? Have you done this? So like, yeah. But
I think most of the people I do this interview with do say like leave it a couple of days. Like it is a reoccurring thing. No one likes being chased, so it's a good one to reiterate that point as well.
Yeah, and what I tend to do actually is like I'll have a quick check in the morning and then I'll ignore my emails till like 4:30.
Okay.
I'll spend like an hour just going through, catching up, replying to what I need to, and all that.
Sorry, that's the dog.
It's all right.
Just saying hi to the postman again. Okay, brilliant. And with pictures, like, is there anything like what do you need within the email? Do you like statistics? Like, what about images? I guess are they important for you? Or like, how do you like it laid out? Do you like a press release attached?
Yeah. So I guess first way to stand out would be definitely the subject line. So if you can make it really like, I don't know, because we're a female focused brand, anything that's to do with young women in the headline are more likely to click on it.
Yeah.
In terms of how to lay the email out, imagery is not so much of a thing for us. So we have a great art team. We have a style on the site. So yeah, we'll kind of
sort that.
Yeah, unless it's like, I don't know. So last week I did a piece with TRX, the suspension.
Yes.
Yeah. So they sent us over a load of gifts that they'd filmed. So that's quite a nice thing for us to do in body. That we like having exercises demoed, but I wouldn't say to pre-record them and send them. I'd say just offer that.
Yeah.
It's helpful. Yeah, bullet points, like, to be honest, like I said, I get a few hundred emails a day. So if you can make it real.
Yeah, keep it super concise.
That's always helpful and appreciated.
Anything to save you time, basically.
Yeah, and another thing I will say is that if you work with great experts, just kind of, if you can send me over a list, maybe like, I don't know, once a month, if the list changes regularly. There's a great PR called Claire Shields. She does Harley Street publicity, and she sends out a really helpful email like quite regularly, just listing out in plain terms what nutritionists she's working with, which doctors, which mental health experts, and what they're good for. And even if I don't reply, I'll keep the email. And then when I write something that needs a nutritionist, I'll just search nutritionist in my inbox. And normally she's one of the first that comes up. So
yeah, that's a really good way of doing it, actually. I hadn't even thought of that, because I know like fashion PR's their advice, like send through lookbooks at the start of the season or whatever. Right. That's a really good tip, and hopefully the PR's watching some of them will be able to copy that. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Jen, what's your biggest bugbear that we should all avoid doing?
Oh gosh. I guess maybe just what I said before, like following up really quickly, but then I do I get it that it's hard from the PR's perspective as well. If you've got someone breathing down your neck being like, have you chased Cosmo? Like, you know, what is GQ saying? So yeah, I
Yeah.
get it. I don't love it.
No. What are your thoughts of being contacted by social media? Do you mind
Mm,
that?
this is an interesting one. I feel like that has started creeping in a bit more.
Mm.
Um, do you know what? I don't mind it generally if it's like a small brand. So
Yeah.
I wrote a roundup recently of non-alcoholic drinks, and I had some really nice independent, you know, startup brands contact me on Instagram being like, I read this piece and, you know, I've got my own non-alcoholic gin, would love to chat, and it's from the founder. That I
Yeah.
think is fine. But yeah, I don't love it because otherwise you just feel like you never get to switch off
You just
from
can't
work.
separate it. Quite a few people say that, like, yeah, great, they contact you on Instagram, but then you just reply being like, can you email me? So
That's generally what I do as
yeah.
well, because I like to, yeah, have the emails there to look at when I've got proper time. And with DMs, you kind of feel like, oh, I have to respond now, but you might be
Yeah.
like jumping off the tube or like about to go meet someone for lunch, and then you read it and forget about it
Mm.
anyways. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
as you said, you just can't escape from it. Jen, what are 3 things we should know about you?
Okay, yeah. So this was really hard. Like,
It is
what do
hard.
you
Everyone says it's really tricky, and everyone hates me for asking them.
no, like some of the examples you gave me earlier of what other people have said are really good, and now I feel like mine are boring.
They're not boring at all. I've heard
So
them, and they're great.
thank you. So what did I write? I wrote went to uni in Brighton and absolutely love it there. Would love to live back there one day. And at one point was house sharing with a bunch of drag queens. So that was always fun.
Amazing.
Loved that. That's something that I've written about before actually. And
Yeah,
all the life lessons that they can teach you.
it's so
Made,
cool.
yeah, how to put down cat callers. They're all very quick-witted and very fun and very sharp.
Brilliant.
My second thing, I also write fiction. So as well as being a journalist, yeah, I had a fiction book out last year, a thriller. It was all right, but
That was
it
such
was.
a cool thing to do, though. I don't think I've probably spoken to 200 people and no one said that they've written a book. So that's a really good one.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a cool opportunity.
Yeah.
So I had to take it. But yeah, so I'm working on a couple of books in my spare time as well.
Brilliant.
And my third thing was I am desperately trying to become bilingual. I lived in Paris for a bit and didn't crack it then, but now I've got a French tutor, so I'm really like, that's
Now
my
you're
big
back.
yeah.
Now you're back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
Jen, those are 3 brilliant things. Thank you very much for sharing those with us. Thank you to all the PRs who will be watching this. All of Jen's details are up to date on the Roxhill website, so do get in touch with your pictures. Jen, thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, and you too. Enjoy the sun.
Yes, while it lasts.